you probably remember a lot of fads going in and out of style. Furbies, Beanie Babies, Pogs, and virtual pets, specifically Tamagotchi from Bandai. It was created in Japan by two people, Akihiro Yokoi and Aki Maita of Bandai. The first Tamagotchi toy was released in 1996 in Japan and worldwide a year later in 1997. The word tamago, meaning egg in Japanese, and the word uochi, which roughly translates to what Americans would call a wristwatch. Tamagotchi being a combination of those two Japanese words put together. It was a virtual pet that you could take with you wherever you went. You could play with it and watch it grow into different creatures. The toy was an instant success, becoming one of the biggest toy fads of the late 1990s and early 2000s, and as of 2020, 85 million Tamagotchi toys have been sold worldwide. Tamagotchi also managed to branch out into other forms of media, such as cartoons and video games, which I happen to own the very first Tamagotchi video game that was released on the Game Boy. Literally every kid that I knew had at least one of these things, whether it was a Tamagotchi or a Gigapet or whatever. There was plenty of copycats of these, but Tamagotchi was really the first one to popularize the virtual pet. Now, I wouldn't go so far as to say that these were specifically marketed towards little girls, but that's just kind of how it ended up being. And with them being so popular, of course there was a demand for a boy version, and we got the Digimon Tamagotchi. It was very similar to the early virtual pets, with the distinction of being a fighting pet that could connect with other Digimon units like it, which was the entire premise behind the toy. You were the coolest kid on the playground if you had a Digimon that you raised yourself and no one else could beat it, and depending on how you trained your digital monster would determine what it would evolve into later. The original Digimon Tamagotchi sold over 14 million units worldwide, including 13 million in Japan and 1 million overseas, up until March 2004. I think a lot of people assume that this toy is a byproduct of the Digimon anime, but in actuality it's the other way around. This came out in 1997, 2 years before the anime was released, so it's funny to think that something this small spawned such a huge, big franchise of video games, TV shows, and movies. It's pretty cool. Alright, let's get this show on the road, shall we? First off, I love the packaging for these things. It was just so enticing as a kid. And let's open it up and see which one we're looking at here. I have the red and black model, which looks pretty damn good if I do say so myself. On the back here we have the battery door that holds the CR2032 battery, and on the bottom we have a pull tab which will allow the battery to make contact with the unit and start it up. Once the egg appears on screen, we can set the clock, which will make our egg hatch in 5 minutes. Alright, while we're waiting for the egg to hatch, let's take a look at the instructions, because there's a lot of useful information in here. Let's just take a look at the growth chart to see what our Digimon will turn into. It's a lot of reading. In total, there's 5 different tiers to the growth chart: fresh, in training, rookie, champion, and ultimate. Once you reach the in training stage, depending on how you raise your Digimon will determine what it turns into as a rookie, and the same goes for champion and ultimate. And if you're curious to know what the last 3 Digimon are, it's Metal Greymon, Mamemon, and Teddymon. Something I find interesting is at the time of this toy's release, none of these Digimon actually had names. They would only receive names 2 years later when the anime came out. Anyway, let's check on the egg. It should be hatching any moment. Oh, here we go. Yeah! And if you don't know anything about Digimon, this little guy's name is Botamon. Okay, so now that our Digimon is hatched, we can look at the different functions that this game has. So the first function on this thing is checking your Digimon's status, which means you can check how old it is, how much it weighs, how hungry it is, what its strength is, what its energy is, and how many victories it's won. The second function is feeding your Digimon. This allows you to feed it food or vitamins. Feeding it vitamins will increase its strength, whereas if you feed it food, it'll increase its fullness, which makes it happy. The third option is called training, and that allows you to shadow box, which will make your Digimon lose weight, and it will also increase its energy. The fourth function is the battling function, and this allows you to link up with another person's Digimon device and you can battle each other's Digimon, and you really don't unlock that until you get to the rookie evolution. The fifth function is just cleaning up the Digimon shit. That's it. The sixth option is the light switch, and this is what you're going to want to use when the Digimon falls asleep. Once it falls asleep, you want to hit the light off, and it makes it happier, and it increases an unseen stat on this thing that is just determined by if you remember to turn the light on or off when they're sleeping. So it's just turn it off when they're sleeping. Just be nice to your Digimon. And the last function is the healing function, and you're really only going to use that after battles with other people because your Digimon could get like sick or hurt or whatever, and you use that to heal them. But you won't be using that unless you battle anyone, and I don't have anyone to battle. So if you haven't killed your Digimon by then, it will evolve into the next stage. So from here on out, it's basically rinse and repeat. All of those things that I just mentioned are things you're going to be doing multiple times a day. And it's really easy to forget about this thing, and making sure that your Digimon is, eating, has enough vitamins, training, and not dying in a pile of its own shit. Obviously, as a 31-year-old man, the novelty of these things have really worn off over the years. It's super basic, there's not very many things to do, and if you don't have anyone to battle with, it's really kind of pointless, I guess. I don't know, something about this device back then just was so alluring, and being able to have your own little digital pet just felt kind of cool. I don't really know how to explain it. You don't have to worry about it, I guess the repercussions of a real animal dying, whereas this one, you just hit the reset button and you have another one. So I get why they were so popular. And they all came in different colors. There was transparent colors, solid colors like this one, and it was just fun to collect them. And that's a big part of my memories from the 90s, is really just collecting stuff. Nowadays, if you want to get your hands on a version 1 Digimon Tamagotchi, it's going to cost you about $100 plus on eBay, but there is a secondary option that's actually free. It's a phone app now, and it functions the same way as this thing does, but it's free and it's on your phone. And I think it notifies you when the Digimon needs something. But yeah, that's a cool little innovative way to play this without having to spend a lot of money. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video, you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Click the like and subscribe button down below if you want to see more content like this, and I will see you guys on the next one. Stay nostalgic.